I've been increasingly unconvinced with much of the anecdotal evidence about business and how we sort of frame things. And the story goes like this, right? This is the story that everybody knows. It's the beautiful story where somebody goes, they makes an investment, or they start their business and it takes off, and they make a whole bunch of money, and then they become rich and famous, right? Like, this is a standard story. My idea with all of this is that that story is just totally false. And instead, the way that we should be thinking about things is just what ordinary people actually do and how ordinary people actually win with things. It's not through entrepreneurial ventures. It's not through picking the right investment. All of these sort of wonderful, you know, um, wishful thinking, magical thinking stories that you hear about, these sort of heroic things and happen, you pick the right thing. Those things don't work. And the reason is that it's often highly dependent on luck. There's very little skill involved in any of those things. And they're just fishing stories to come down to it, right? Like fanciful stories about how I caught the biggest fish. Um, and none of those work out. What you need to do is do really, really boring things that nobody ever talks about. It is sticking to a very meager amount that you're spending on things. It is um, spending money on investing on investments, right? Like actually investing in things, but not investing in the way that you think about or what people tell you to think about or what all of the news tells you about. Sort of business news, sort of pick the one stock. Like, that's garbage. It's picking very broadly. I don't even look at the companies I buy. I buy index funds, mutual funds. I don't freaking care about the companies themselves. Um, that's I think that is insane to do that. And the only one company that I've actually invested in and sort of picked my stake on is the reciprocity project, and it's frankly been a dud. Um, financially a dud as of right now. Maybe it'll change. I don't know, but that's a fishing story again. Um, the only things that actually pan out is the tried and true saving money. It's a tried and true doing a good job at your work and hopefully incrementally making a little bit more over the course of decades, making a little bit more. It's the tried and true of saving your money, putting it away. It's all of the tried and true, really extraordinarily boring things that nobody ever talks about, except for maybe old people talk about these things because they've actually learned a lesson or two. Um, but it's really, really boring things. Always, always, always doing simple things, having a little bit of money that's set aside. It's, living in a far smaller house than you need, not buying a whole bunch of cars, trying to really take a conscious look, a very conscious look at what you're purchasing for your education. Like, you don't need a super premium education often. You just need a good education. Because they're all the same often, right? Like, when you start looking at all these things and you just pick the thing that is financially, it's the I'm going to buy a Toyota Camry and drive around in a Toyota Camry strategy, right? Like it's the boring thing and repeatedly being the boring person that nobody cares about. It's not like the fancy trips and all that kind of stuff. It's just square in the middle that nobody really pays attention to what you're actually doing. That is what actually wins. It's the average, it's the ordinary, it's the boring, it's the tedious, it's the um, the thing that is not fancy, that is actually the winning strategy. And any fancy that you do, any fancy, right? Doesn't matter what it is, go on vacations, um, whatever, any of those fancy things takes away from future success, takes away from getting to where you want to go to and doing a little bit better. Now, does that mean that you can't do fancy ever? No, it means that you control your fancy. It means that you really pause and think about, do I need it at this time? Or, is this something that is plausible at this time? And one would hope the more boring that you do at the beginning, that it will pay off in the long run, so you could do more fancy in the long run, right? And it's this trade-off constantly that you're doing that matters more than anything that anybody's ever going to tell you, is to do the boring, repeat the boring. And you do that for as long as humanly possible, and then you will actually become successful and win. Don't pay attention to any of the nonsense that you see that somebody bought some stock or started a company or any of that stuff. That stuff does not win. It does not win. It's just does not win. The only reason why you do those things is for shits and giggles, essentially, right? Like, only reason why you do it is your one little thing you're gonna waste a little bit of money on. You got to come into it thinking, I'm gonna waste money. It's gambling. This is a stupid idea. It's not gonna work out. And then once you get to that point, then you can start, you know, then you can maybe invest a tiny, tiny little bit of money or purchase a little bit of something, but you have to come into it knowing it's not going to work out. And your default should be it's not going to work out. And instead, what you should invest in is the boring. Your life should be extraordinarily boring. The more you do that, the better off that you actually are going to be. All right. Take care. Have a wonderful day.